Alright, I'm headed out to my dad's house. That's my little workbench area. Not much has changed, but I do need to bring this picture with me. It's important. Hey, so it's Don from the Nearly Historical Railroad channel. That's the YouTube channel you're watching right now. So my dad and I, tonight, we're going to work on no track work and no wiring. No. We're going to work on Romley, the town of Romley. We need to get some locations put in place for where the buildings are going to be, figure out what buildings we have room for. So this is like scenery type of stuff. It's not track work, it's not wiring. Finally, this is good. Yeah, I'm excited. So we're just gonna kind of work on it some and then show you a little bit of progress as we go along. And well, that's how I think this video is going to play out. So on to whatever, that Romley stuff, okay? Okay, my dad and I are actually looking at the Romley area and we wanna actually start moving forward on the scenery, kind of where buildings are gonna go, and that type of stuff. So I'll just show you a couple things real quick while we're talking about it. Okay, so I've laid this piece of wood in here which has the actual track plan of what we're doing. This is the depot, a very ugly building. This is the road that comes down through here and it's gonna come down into this area. So I made this up a long time ago, found all the pictures I could of Romley, looked at satellite pictures and tried to kind of figure out where these buildings were actually at, and I'm going to try to accommodate that. So this, according to this here, kind of sits this way. So this road comes down through here, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it come down through this way. Right, standard gauge and all that stuff, not prototypical, but we gotta do what we gotta do. So what my dad and I are doing right now, we're trying to kind of guess, you know, how big these buildings were. I've got this building here. We're gonna use that as kind of a template. We figured the biggest building on here is probably maybe a little bit further than this, about that big. So we're going to, we need to make some flat spots to put the buildings down on the ground. So we're going to probably cut out some boards or whatever, make some flat spots based on our best guess of how big they are. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not gonna go crazy over it. So we're just gonna make some little spots or whatever. Just trying to lay these buildings out, see where we want them. And also this part of the mountain, I never liked this at all. So we've got a dotted line. We're probably gonna cut this out, change it up a little bit now that we know more how it's gonna blend into the rest of this area. So just wanna give you an update, more to come. Got some 4x8 sheet of plywood, particle board, and we just laid our cardboard template on this. And we're gonna cut this out. All right, we'll cut out a piece of wood. We kind of just want to have a base to build all this on, so we could take it out maybe someday if we needed to, just in case this town turns out like super cool and we, you know, need to take it out, whatever. It's easier this way. So we just use that cardboard template and cut this out. So I'll start with this. Okay, my dad and I have made good progress. Doesn't look like much, but it means a lot. Let me show you. Okay, so what we've done is this is a piece of particle board here, and that fits all in here quite nice. Then it goes up to the level of where the rest of Romley is going to be at. There's one little template there of the first building probably, and then all the other buildings will step down from there. But now we can build all those steps off of this. It's kind of all one piece of wood, so this kind of will make it easier to work with and adjust things, I think. And this here is basically the same height of this, and again, let me change this out real quick. Okay, so this is the board that actually will be going in here. It'll be flush with this or a little above. It's just high because it's sitting on top of this, but this will actually go into here. And then that road can come out this way, down that way, start getting our buildings and dropping down. So we've built this all. We've actually kind of framed this out because we want to maybe put a little piece of plexiglass on here or a little door that opens so you can get to this piece of the flex or the reverse loop, dual gauge reverse loop in there. We might do plexiglass just because it's kind of good to be able to see where your train is at in that loop. Again, that loop is just kind of there for extra operational purposes, so it's not anything we ever wanted to scenic or anything that would ever be seen, really. All right, that's that. Okay, just to try to kind of make ourselves feel better, maybe it's completely wrong logic, but we like it. This picture of this building is fairly square on to the camera. So we are guessing, maybe this is where we're completely wrong, doesn't matter. We're guessing this door is about 3 feet wide. So I measured that with this piece of paper. And then we guessed, okay, maybe that's like one edge of the building, the other edge of the building is there. So I marked that and I thought, okay, well, how many of those little 3-foot sections are in there? And whatever number there is, nine, so it came out to 27 feet. So we were kind of drawing a line up here for this first building, and we were kind of guessing, it looks like that to that, maybe about that long. So then I measured it, and it's 27 feet to HO scale. So again, I'm not going for perfect, but let's at least try for pretty good accuracy, maybe. So that was kind of cool. I just thought I'd share that. It actually came out pretty good. So this was like a post office in Romley, and I think there was also maybe a pool table or something there. But this was like one of the first buildings from the depot. So here's the depot up here. We'll have that building there. I would prefer to have this actually a little bit lower from the rest of this area up here, but we got that reverse loop underneath there, and I don't want to encroach on that any more than needed. And then here will be our next building, so we're gonna make our way down this way.
Well, 3 is where we gotta have at least 3, but 4 would be better.
We're tailgating, eating lunch outside because you can't eat inside.
Okay, we're back. So after a lot of highly skilled guessing, going off this picture and the one above, we saw what buildings we can get in. We can get this one, this one, this one, and that one. Not room for that. There's room for these two. So basically we've cut out some paper templates. They won't necessarily go exactly right here, but these are like the sizes we've settled on for the buildings. And the paper is the size of the flat spot we want to create, because this is all going to be sloping down a little bit. So we're going to go out and cut some wood pieces off of these paper templates. All right, so we took the paper templates and we just laid them out on this board. That makes the most sense, the most wood for the least amount of cuts. Okay, a little update. So we have all these little flat spots for the buildings all secured down. And this is, you know, like the shape of the building on the papers. So we have those all secured down from the bottom side. So this whole piece comes out, could come out someday. We're not gonna make it so you can take it in and out normally, but so if we ever take the layout apart, we could take this out just in case it turns out really cool. So now what we're doing is we're making another cardboard template to kind of see where we want the road, because the road we're just gonna have just slope down and kind of hit the buildings as it goes down. We're gonna go ahead and attempt to maybe make this road come around and go into here just to tie the whole scene together for the average 95% of the guests that come into our train room. It'll just kind of make sense. In real life, we know that this is Romley and, you know, 1890 or whatever year that was. And this is whatever, more modern-ish, possibly. I don't know, whatever. We're mixing scenes, but that's okay. It will look visually pleasing. So we're just gonna cut this template out, trim it up, see what makes it fit, and then we'll make a board out of it. Okay, so we have screwed in some supports for the road piece. And we have cut out the road piece. That is this fine thing. The road will go down, you know, kind of the center of that. So we're using a thinner wood so that it will just kind of bend and contour the way we want in a nice smooth way. So we're just gonna fasten this down now. And glue the road down. Okay, so one more little update on Romley. My dad just went into the house. We actually got a lot done. It's still all wood, kind of ugly looking, but we made a lot of progress. This is like exciting. This is really cool. Let me show you. Okay, so again, this board is just sitting here loose, kind of on top. This will be the actual track because we got the other stuff underneath temporarily. But anyways, we have this set up. The depot will go here. It's a picture of it. There was a different one there originally, and it was much more ornate and very cool, but it burnt down, of course. So they drug that thing up there. And I figured that one's easier to build, so we're gonna go with that. And then so, we got these buildings. These are all just placeholders. So I have the actual measurements on this, where it's gonna be. I need to build these. I'm gonna need to scratch build most of these basically. So this here, we got this in, so this will be the road, and it just kind of curves down, and it's gonna flow all the way through here, and all the buildings will be level-ish. We won't get into that. But this building, I think I'm actually going to use this building, although it needs to be longer. I have another log cabin that is the same dimensions as that, so I'm probably just gonna add it onto the end of that. The other ones I need to scratch build. These could be used here, but the doors are kind of in the wrong spot. So I may kind of scratch build those also. So we decided to go ahead and let this road come down, and it's gonna cross the tracks here and just come into this little cow field area. It just kind of ties the whole scene together visually. So that's cool. I mean, all these flat spots are secured. We have dimensions for kind of rough dimensions, but dimensions drawn out on these papers of what the buildings actually need to be. So I'm probably gonna make some little building footprints so I can build up from that. But this is gonna look nice. Again, we kind of want to get this area because when you come into the train room, this is what you see. And it's not quite so pretty right now. And then you see all the cool rest of the layout that's kind of more finished. So this will dress this up very nicely once we get this all kind of going. All right, so not track work, not wiring, not track work, not wiring. This is nice. Actually kind of working on some scenery stuff. Very excited about that. So anyways, this could get kind of fun. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe, hit the like button, whatever, all that stuff. Thanks for watching and all of that. So we will see you next time. Goodbye.